Welcome in, NeSmith fans, to Week 20 of the NeSmith Weekly Series Hotline. This week we've had a couple drivers pick up 2 wins in a weekend, which has got to be one of the greatest feelings of racing, to get 2 wins in one weekend. On the telephone right now, the pilot of the number 12 Rocket SGR Equipment sponsored, Mr. Jeff Glisson out of Bowes, Kentucky. Jeff, you guys pick up 2 wins over the weekend, one at Malden, one at Clay Hill. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, we haven't run a whole lot of NeSmith races here due to a couple issues. One being the extreme heat, and I haven't raced a whole lot, so I was kind of glad to get back to kind of milder temperatures and being able to race 2 nights in a weekend. So we headed out, left the shop there Friday afternoon, and headed over to Malden, and drew a pretty decent number at the peel draw, and started off the heat race, and proceeded to spin out on the first lap all by myself. So
nice.
Kind of threw a little monkey wrench in what I was planning on doing there, but I was able to regroup and started at the back of the heat, and I passed Shane Stevens there coming to the checkered flag to take the win in the heat, and Chase Washington and the other boy in the 521, Mickey Trosclair, started. They were in the other heat. Chase started outside of me there on the front row there in the feature, and track was really black and really slick, and that's kind of my MO. That's usually about when I do the best. So we raced just a little bit there, and I was able to pick up the win, and very, really pumped about that, being able to beat those 2 guys, especially them being 1 and 2 in points.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was fixing to ask you. I mean, you mentioned you didn't get a chance this year to race a whole bunch with us, and we talked offline just a second ago about four wins on the year for you, 7 top 5s, and then you're putting the wood to the guys who are running first and second in points. I mean, does that give you an idea where you stack up against the weekly series competitors?
Well, it really does. Probably, in my little area, Malden and Atwood, I mean, my program's pretty good. I'm going to say probably what those 2 guys, especially Chase, has over me. I mean, Chase races all over, so it is gratifying and satisfying to be able to beat him here, but I also know that probably when I go to his backyard, he's probably got more than a leg up on me. He's probably got 2 or 3. So
yeah,
I just I mean it's very gratifying, and Chase is a great racer, and he'll be a champion in something one day if he isn't this year. He's a fine young man.
Well, moving on in the weekend, you guys go over to Clay Hill. And the car count wasn't what it could be, I guess, over there at Malden. But you go over here, you're up against 13 other competitors at Clay Hill. You got Wagner and Barry. You got Tate Davenport there. Kyle Barry. We just had Kyle Barry on a couple weeks ago. Talk to us about that race at Clay Hill.
Well, it was a USCS sprint car night. So generally, when those guys are at the racetrack, their racetrack is really, really slick, and this past weekend was no different. The track was slick from hot laps all the way through the end of the night, and I started 3rd in the heat and was able to manage a win in that deal, and then I started the feature there on the pole, and really didn't have a whole lot of trouble with that, and I didn't look back. I was able to pull out a win there too. So, yeah, overall, I mean, I have won 2 races in a weekend, but it's just so uncommon for that to happen. I mean, it is very satisfying. I was all smiles on the way home Saturday night, to say the least.
Well, looking forward for Glisson racing. I mean, what is your guys' plans moving forward this year, and then maybe what are your thoughts on next year, or have you thought that far ahead yet?
Well, kind of ending the year out here, I'm going to race Malden again on Friday and Atwood. Atwood closes up through the end of the month. Malden has a couple races in September. Labor Day weekend, I'm going to go to Malden on Friday and West Plains. I've never been over there. They tell me that's a great track and great facility, so I've wanted to go over there. They've got a NeSmith race over there on Labor Day weekend paying $1,000, so I'm going to go over there. And next year, just depending, I mean, I try to look 6 months out in my racing program on what I'm going to do. I've heard rumors that Malden may not open next year. If they do open, I really plan on maybe getting started early and getting, all of the weekends I can in on the NeSmith series trying to do that deal next year. This year's kind of been a little bit of a learning curve. That I've never run a 12-inch spoiler before, and I've never run the softer tires on the crate cars. So it's been a lot of work. It's been a big challenge, and I think I'm starting to make a little bit of headway on it. So, like I said, I think we'll just kind of see how the end of the year plays out and get grouped up and ready for next year.
I know you haven't been necessarily points racing with us, but what is your overall feeling about NeSmith and how they do things with the weekly guys and even their touring guys?
Well, I like the weekly deal, and then again, there's pluses and minuses. I like the fact that they take the best 14 races over a 26-week period. But then, like in the case of the past weekend, I won both nights. So if you do win both nights and you only get to count one, then I see a drawback from that. But there's so few times that you can do that. I think overall the format really works well because it is just one night a weekend. I like I like the fact that they're paying the $10,000 to the point leader. That's enough money that will draw cars. I mean, when you draw cars from Louisiana at Malden, Missouri on a Friday night, I mean, you must be doing something right.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of good things about the NeSmith series. I like the fact that they tech really good at the national races. I think that's just a big plus. And I'll say, since I've started running NeSmith races, I don't really think I've been running against anybody who I would feel, is circumventing the rules. So I really think that NeSmith in that particular area has got their act together, and I'm glad to be part of it.
And you know that Mr. Tim Sims, our tech director, he sneaks around every week. Nobody knows where he's going. And what's funny is I don't know, Roby Helm don't know, and Mike Vaughn might not even know, but Tim Sims he'll show up somewhere and just surprise the heck out of everybody. So keep the weekly series guys on their toes too. Well, Jeff, congratulations on your guys' 2 big wins. Hope to hear from you again this year. Maybe pick up another win. We'll call you on the hotline. And thank you for joining us. All right, race fans, we're going to continue the theme this week. We got another gentleman on the telephone who's won two in a weekend, the pilot of the 35 Masterbuilt Gray Auto Sales, Tony Gray, on the telephone. You guys, what's better than winning one race? Well, obviously winning 2. Talk to us about the weekend.
Well, we had a real good weekend. Was real happy with our Masterbuilt chassis. We come out and the way the format was going to be, first lap you qualify for the first feature, and second lap would be the second feature. So we knew that we needed to put a couple good laps together, pretty consistent laps where we have some good starting spots. And just luckily we qualified pretty good, and we lined up for the outside pole for both features.
Well, when you guys got to the racetrack that night and you saw that Washington was there, Jeremy Shaw was there, both these guys top 5 points, did you guys know then when you got there that you had something for those guys?
Well, we had won a race against them, a few weeks earlier. And so we thought, hopefully we can, we might be able to be competitive with them. So, until we went out there and qualified, I felt really good in hot laps. And then after we hit the qualifying, then I thought, okay, we should be competitive for the night.
All right, well, talk us through the first event.
Well, we lined up on the outside pole, and I'm pretty sure, I think it was a 73 Evan Ellis was on the pole. And then, so we fired, and I didn't get a real good start. So he got the lead, and we just ran around there. We run second to him, and pretty close. He never really checked out. And then just started getting my groove, and finding good spots on the track to run. And ended up pulled around him on the outside. I'm running pretty much the top that first race, and it really worked good for my setup. And we ended up with a win, and we're real happy with it.
Now, obviously, we and you talked a little bit before the interview, and was there anything between you and Washington at all? And is there anything left over from that?
Well, I think we got everything squashed, worked out. But yeah, we I guess we started lapping traffic probably around lap 15, I guess, 14 or 15 or 20 laps. I had to slow down trying to work through lap traffic, and Washington got into me and about 3 times there actually, and he gave my header in. But luckily we held onto the car and ended up with a win. And I did go down there and have a conversation with him afterwards to let him know I really didn't appreciate it, that I don't race like that, and just expect respect out of it, just like I respect to race everybody else. So we got it. He apologized, and we squashed it. And the next race, we lined up side by side for the feature.
And so leading in, that's good. It's good, the sportsmanship in our series, I think. I mean, that really does a testament to it. You guys, can go talk to each other and not have to have, some guys can't go talk to each other after such a thing, but that's good you guys got to.
Yeah, I'm sure the fans is probably excited about seeing that lineup come back out there, him on the pole and the outside pole, but we come around, and, I didn't have any hard feelings. I just wanted to race the race. And we fired clean, and actually he just really checked out and pulled away for about 4 or 5 car lengths on me, and I run second. And then he got in a lap traffic there, and I think he actually got into a lap car. A lap car got into him, brought the caution out. And then on the restart, his car just didn't fire as good, and I was staying there right with him on the restart, and then I realized, he's not getting away from me like he did on the first initial restart. So I just kept rolling the middle to the top, and he was running more of the middle to low, and I was running middle to high. And we just kept rolling it, then pulled up beside him, and it was pretty close. Actually, closer than I thought. I went back and seen a video of it, and I think I just beat him by about a car length at the checker flag.
Now, you came to the Crate Lake models from the modified division, right?
That's right.
So, I mean, and obviously, when you just got to look at the top 10 of points on the weekly side. Mississippi dominates the top 10. What's it mean to you to come from the modified series or a modified race car into these crate cars and run against the best guys that are doing it over there in your neck of the woods?
Well, it really is a confident booster. I mean, you kind of get down on yourself when you're not running good, and you don't know if it's time to hang it up or get out of the sport or what. And me and my wife actually had a conversation about that, I guess, about 3 weeks ago, about time for me to hang it up or not. And that was the weekend that I actually won that clash at the MAG. And I said, well, let's see how we do this weekend. If we don't do any good, I said I may go back, pick up golf, and start golfing again, and end up come out with that feature win. And then now it seems like I think I still may have 2 more races left in me.
Well, I mean, you got 9 shows under your belt with the weekly series. You got 3 victories, so you've won a third of the races you've competed in. I mean, if you would race more, wouldn't you think that the wins would go up?
Well, I don't know. I'm just excited and glad to be doing the way I'm doing, and I've chased points for as long as I've been racing, and I made up my mind I wasn't on points race anymore. And after you start getting successful and winning again, you kind of think, uh-oh, is there another point thing ahead of you? So you just never know.
Yeah, but, you know why they call it racing, don't you?
Why that?
Because damn it was already taken. Well, anyway, congratulations on your win. You proved to everybody over there at the MAG that you can beat the best of them. So, I mean, we hope that you're around doing some more racing with us. Before I let you get out here, thank your sponsors and some of the crew members that help you.
Well, I'd like to thank my wife. She's actually the owner of Gray Auto Sales, the main sponsor of my car. And I really am thankful to still be able to do this as long as I've been racing. And also I'd like to thank NeSmith Chevrolet for their great engines. Actually, that first race I won at the Clash at the Mag, I sold the engine that night at the track after winning it. And I just got a brand new steel crate motor and come out and won 2 victories with it. So it just goes to show they really put out a good product. And I appreciate the NeSmith series.
All right, NeSmith fans, we're going to end the program this week with a buddy of mine named Brett Holmes. He's captured his second victory. He's broke into the top 10 of the weekly series points. He's leading the track championship points there at Talladega Short Track. Brett, you guys set goals this year. Have you met all of them?
Yeah, just about. We wanted to be top 10 in the weekly series points in NeSmith, and we wanted to win the track championship at Talladega, but just to get those few points ahead in the weekly series would be better too.
Well, you guys are well on your way to obtaining all your goals, so I congratulate you on that. Talk to us a little bit about the win over the weekend there at Talladega Short Track.
Well, in practice in the heat race, we had a little trouble. We started about third in the heat race, and the top line, started moving, and we got hung up in the bottom, and that put us sixth in the race. And the track, I had to give props to the track. The track was really good. There was 2 to 3 wide racing, and I got up to first about in the 13th lap, and I passed every car on the top, so I couldn't have done it without the track being really well. But I think Grant Pearl and Austin Smith probably gave me the most trouble. They were the hardest to pass. They put on a good race. They won both of their heat races, and I thought that was really good.
Anytime you can drive through the field and pick you up a victory is pretty good. Now, I understand that your dad Stacy wasn't there this past weekend. He was on vacation somewhere. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So you guys were doing it on your own, and I also heard that you were real excited to call and tell him what had happened. Talk to us about that phone call when you're calling your old man.
Well, he let us race on our own. He trusted our crew. I mean, Sonny Ben and Chase Oliver and Shane Turner. He trusted them to make the right calls, and they did. Obviously, when we came out with a win, I called him. I mean, it was pretty emotional. It being my second win, he was real proud of me and everything. And he was more proud of the crew for providing me with a really good car. They made it easy for me in the race, and it was just really exciting.
I mean, as a driver who's got a dad for a driver, your dad's a driver too, but it's got to be a confidence builder to know that you can go to the racetrack with your crew and put together a performance you guys did.
Yeah, I mean, my dad, the crew that's working for us now, Chase Oliver, he's worked on race cars a long time, and so is Sonny and Shane, and they know what changes to make, and so does my dad. So when we're at the racetrack, we really know what to do when we're there.
Well, all right, Brett. Well, you guys got a few more races left on the schedule, so I wish you all the luck in the world in obtaining all those goals you set in front of you guys and get that track championship and keep maybe moving up in the top 10 a little bit. So before we let you get out of here, thank some of your sponsors and also thank them guys again that helped get that win over the weekend. I
want to thank Holmes 2 Excavation, John Musgrove and Veterans Oil, Freestyle Graphics or Jason Hyatt, and Barry Wright Race Cars. I want to thank Sonny Ben, Chase Oliver, my dad, Shane Turner, for helping me, and then I want to thank the fans. I think we're truly blessed to, go and race every week like we can. I just really think it's an honor to do that.